Welcome to this video tutorial where we're going to look at how to set up a deliverable using the Vault Platform software. So if we go to our project settings in Vault Platform and go to the Deliverables tab, there are some presets available in the software, or we can define our own deliverables. We click the plus icon and click Add and give the deliverable a name. We have a list of file types available. We have still image file types such as DPX, JPEG, ARI. We also have moving image file types such as H.264, MOV, MXF. And we have some metadata file types, XMLs here, and also some look files such as ASC, CCC and CDL files. So if we select MOV as the file type to create, we can choose a LUT to apply to this deliverable. So we can select Add LUT. We have folders containing LUTs for common camera formats. So for example, we can go into the ARRI folder and select a LUT which will take us from the log.c space to Rec 709. If the clip has CDL, we can also click Add CDL, and this will burn in the CDL look into the rendered file. The destination aperture sets the size of the deliverable. When set to none, this will match the source image size, or if we want to change the size of the deliverable, we can click Select and choose from one of our presets. For example, we want to make an HD ProRes file. FPS can be set. This defaults to the original frame rate of the clip, but if we want to, we can force the frame rate to be different. We can also set a burn-in, so this will be some sort of metadata overlaid on the image, or possibly some masking or a logo. If we click Add, there are a list of presets here. So for example, we have frame count presets, and we can add a frame count to the bottom right of the image. We can also choose to add another one. For example, we may want to add timecode. For example, here we can choose timecode bottom left. Roll transform is only used for stereo material, where we want to add a channel identifier at the beginning of our roll names, for example L or R. For regular material, this can be left as none. We can then choose the type of compression for this QuickTime. So we have different options including motion JPEG, photo JPEG. DNx HD gives us compression options, or we can choose ProRes, and we have the common ProRes codecs, so we can choose ProRes 422. The processing option controls scaling operations and debayering and the quality. Normally we would recommend this is set to high. ARRI raw material can be debayered either with the codecs debayering algorithm or with ARRI's own debayering algorithm, for which you can set sharpness values. So if we click Save on our settings for this deliverable, now we need to use this deliverable in either a job or in the VFS. So if we set up a job to use this deliverable, we'll create a new job called ProRes 422 transcode. And to this job we can add one or more tasks. The generate task is used for transcoding. So if we click generate and then choose the file type we have created, ProRes 422. If we want to, we can predefine where the files get written to. In this case, I'll predefine to use the desktop, and then click Save. So to perform this transcode, we now go to the library, select a clip, and from the Other Jobs panel, we can choose our ProRes 422 transcode job. This transcode will happen in the background, and on the desktop a folder will be created containing any files that are being transcoded, and in here we have our QuickTime. We can see if we open this QuickTime that we have the timecode burnt in on the bottom left and the frame count burnt in on the bottom right, and the LUT has been applied. Once the deliverable is defined, we can also use it in the VFS. If we just reduce the size of the Vault Platform UI and we look at the contents of the VFS, which is available here, or also from the desktop here, we can see currently the VFS is empty. If we want to access files through the VFS, we need to set this up from the VFS tab in the software. There's a default configuration called Camera Negative. When this is enabled, we'll be able to access the original file types for the source material. So in this case, we have ARRI raw material, and this is presented as ARRI files in the VFS. If we want to access our ProRes files, we can set up a new VFS configuration. So if we click Add, we'll create a VFS configuration called Custom. The options at the top for Parent Directory and Global Filter can normally be left at their defaults, and now we can choose to add whichever file types we want to into the VFS. So these are all the file types currently available to be added. We have our ProRes 422 deliverable, so we can select this here, and then we need to specify a path. We use tokens to specify a path, so common tokens to use are a lowercase r in curly brackets for role, a lowercase s in curly brackets for shot name, and a lowercase e in curly brackets for extension or file type. If we click Save and switch over to this configuration, we can see the contents of the VFS drive is updated, and now in there we have our ProRes files, and these are ready to be copied, or they can be viewed straight out of the VFS.